Welcome back to the Don't Make This Weird podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joey Strange. Here with me, as always, Tony and Heather. Our guest today is Darion Sharrard. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hey,
What's up?
How's it going?
Welcome to the podcast, Darion.
Long week.
Oh, back.
Welcome back. We're glad to have you here.
Yeah.
How you doing after all the finals and everything?
Well, I'm glad that I had my finals like last Friday and Monday because I heard that Delta and SVSU was getting canceled last night. I'm like,
Oh,
really?
geez.
Finals week? All these people have to come back next week
Right.
to take finals.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's good that you got that over with.
Oh, yeah.
You know what didn't suck?
What?
Rock the Hall 2017.
Yeah, it
That's
sure
right.
didn't. That was an awesome time.
Shout out to Hail Your Highness, American Arson, and Plain Faces.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing show.
They all were
Absolutely
awesome.
amazing.
Everybody that came had a really good time,
Yeah.
and merchandise was flying off the tables. All of them.
I had a good time.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was happy to be there, and
I got to be on stage and obnoxious. So
he got to go ahead and
It was great backstage.
yeah,
it was
warm.
hot as fuck. Holy shit.
Super warm backstage. I
It
feel
was
for them
It was even hotter on stage, though.
Oh, it was.
Like
Oh,
the
I
fucking
feel for
sun.
them.
Blistering on stage.
big time.
I was freezing the entire time.
Yeah.
not on stage. Were you up there?
No.
Oh my god!
But I
Gosh,
think
it
I
was
like
bad.
went half deaf like for like 2 days.
What?
after the fact.
Well, yeah, because I was taking pictures and like the speakers are like right there in
Yeah.
my ear.
Oh, I know. It was like a swirling noise.
See,
I'm like, okay, I gotta go sit back down. It's messing with my vertigo.
I'm
It's
already-
horrible.
I'm already half deaf. Like I legit
Right.
have
I
like
am too.
barely any hearing. So anytime someone came up to talk to me, I'm like, we have to step outside. I can't- like I literally can't even like read your lips at this point. Like the sound is so. It was so.
It was great. We were backstage and when American Arson went on and they just did their sound check. Aaron was standing right next to me and he opened his mouth to say something and it was
Yeah, that happens.
So
I couldn't hear anything he said.
I want to give a shout out to Fisher Hall
Yes.
because that was a really cool venue,
Awesome venue.
Yeah.
Mad respect.
and everybody was super cool helping
Great.
us get through everything.
Yeah.
Great stage, nice open space,
Yep.
great light rig too.
Acoustics, everything was great. And I also want to give a shout out to our security.
Security.
Security. Keith.
AKA Vanilla Gorilla,
AKA Tiny Spoon.
Little Spoon.
Little spoon.
Little spoon. And Chinese spoon. And also to Aaron, who helped with the stage.
Yes.
That's my godson, and he made me proud.
Yeah.
And he wants to come back and help.
Do work.
That's
I
right.
asked Search
She
Engine
did.
Steve how to take down the gorilla.
I did see that. I did see
Search
that.
Engine Steve. We got to get Search Engine Steve on here, or at least get him to call in.
we do. That's
We-
for sure. We do. So, sponsors, thank you
Yes.
for your help. And anything else. Tech Center.
Tech
for
Center,
doing our
yeah.
merchandise and really
Absolutely.
awesome posters.
That was
They did
awesome.
They did a kick-ass job on everything.
And everybody else who helped. Our
Yeah.
crew. Everybody was awesome.
But mostly just a huge shout out to the bands, you know,
Yeah.
especially the ones that came like all the way from like American Arson came all the way from Detroit to play,
Hail Your Highness from Grayling.
all the way from Grayling.
Oh my gosh, I didn't
So-
realize they came from that far away.
It's a
Yeah.
long trip.
Oh my
It is.
gosh.
And then they had to drive back that night too.
Yeah.
Oh man. They were awesome though. I mean, everybody who played was awesome. They have a lot of their merchandise and stuff too is online. Their CDs, their EPs, whatever.
Yeah.
Definitely. They set a pretty high standard. You know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to play with them, that's for sure. They're just too
No, they definitely brought their A game.
They complemented each other very well.
very well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
I
and they're
had
two
to-
pieces.
I did a show at Trustfall Records in Grayling with Hail Your Highness, and they went on before us. And at the time, like my drummer and other guitar player bailed, so we were gonna have to do an acoustic set.
Yeah.
So they do this kick-ass show, and I'm like, great. Now we have to follow that with an acoustic set.
Oh, man.
Awesome time.
And oh my gosh, American Arson's opening. Holy
That was
crap.
That's Darion's favorite song.
That was
The
incredible.
was that
My
the heart?
father's house.
Oh, what was that?
No, they did.
That was a heart like a hammer, wasn't
oh, my, Yeah, I think they went from Heart Like a Hammer into My Father's
Yeah,
House.
yeah. But
'Cause
him like
my-
beating on that drum
Yeah.
and the stick broke off, and my godson got the piece of it, and he's had him sign it. He was so geeked out. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Because that goes into My Father's House, which is the Everybody's Coming
Yeah.
to Get Me.
It was so good.
Great.
If you
Great
haven't
opener.
yet, you should definitely go check out American Arson. Definitely in my top 5
Yeah.
local Michigan bands.
Yeah, for sure. And also, our opening was posted, I think, on our personal Facebooks for them, and every other band. I think we had the openings. But if you go onto YouTube, you can see their videos, and that one's on there. That a live version of them doing that in like Illinois, and it was just as
Yeah.
good. Just
It's insane how good they are live. Like, I mean, I knew I loved them when I heard their music online, but to hear it in person was definitely pretty
so
awesome.
kudos to you. I just want to say this for getting those bands.
No
Yeah.
problem.
And
No,
all the
respect.
bands, I tagged pictures of them.
So did I.
From,
I
from
even,
there.
I went double E, so I tagged him in the pictures, and then, well, no, I sent him the inbox message, and then they sent me a friend request, and I tagged him in it. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're looking forward to putting on more shows as Strange Friends Media.
Yeah, we've
And-
got something in the works right now, but it's
Yeah.
it's infancy stages, so
Right. So
Yep.
we're not going to say
Yeah.
too much.
don't get too excited. We're still probably a couple months away. From it.
Right. Right. One thing cool though that we did do at the show is we had gotten these big posters.
Yeah.
And they were from the tech center, and they put them together, and they turned out amazing. And we had the band sign them, and then we did a drawing for the people that were at the show.
Yeah,
Yep.
100% free.
Hmm.
Yep.
So I think that's a trend we should continue to do.
Absolutely.
I agree.
I think that's a great bonus. You know, you show up,
Yeah.
you pay anywhere from $10 to $50 for a ticket, whatever the show is. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
It depends on the bands and the venues and stuff, but just get a cool little poster made up for each. Well, it's not even little. It's
No,
a
it's
pretty,
actually a good size
pretty good
It's a
poster.
good
size poster.
poster size.
What is that? A 3 foot by 2 foot one?
We're not really sure. It's just
I
a
don't
big,
even
It looks
know.
it's a
about
big
3
effing
by 2.
poster.
Yes. But yeah, I mean,
It's a
it's
good
literally sitting in the studio here, and we have all of the autographs from all of the bands. In fact, here's Hail Your Highness on the left side of the poster. And what was really cool, it was all uniform because they all signed them almost in the same spot.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks really good. And like I said, it's a bonus. It's cool for the people that come to the shows. And
Yeah, so the next show, you guys show up, you'll get a free poster if you
possibly.
are
Not guaranteed.
lucky enough to get the win it.
right. So we do a drawing on that. So you have to come see me
Yeah.
usually. I think that's what I'm going to be doing from here on out. So, and we
it
also,
was cool. I had the all the bands come up and draw names for each winner.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
that was cool. That was fun. And we also had our merchandise, and we did really good. People really were digging our merchandise for Strange Friends Media.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get more Don't Make This Weird, get some of that merchandise out there too.
I'm, I'm excited to get back into touch with the tech center and have them come up with some cool stuff.
Yeah, they did a great job.
I have
They did
I have
job.
like a personal request for them too. So
Oh, do you? Oh,
Are you getting your flamingo robe?
no.
that'd be cool though.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys missed it, it was an awesome show. We had killer bands, an awesome MC,
Mhm.
one of the co-hosts here at Don't Make This Weird podcast.
Heather.
Oh. No, we don't allow me to do any emceeing anymore ever since the Mercurial incident. We
Hey, you
don't.
said it right.
I know.
All right.
I've been practicing.
The Mercurial incident of 27.
Are you talking about
Yes.
the Battle of the Bands?
Yes.
I think you did really good. They're like, here, you go do it. I'm like, no.
No, but I said their names wrong.
Hey, you probably did a better job than I would have.
I was getting so much crap from that the night that they were on here. I was like, oh, thanks, guys. Thanks. They've got stuff coming up too. So.
Yeah, but they came to the podcast and we had a blast.
They got some stuff they want to work with songs.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
looking
looking
forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. So should be a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got any stuff blowing up in the chat tonight?
Just that we sound good.
Awesome.
That
Thank you guys for letting us know we sound great.
was Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk.
Letting us know we sound good. We appreciate that.
Awesome.
So
See, resetting the internet worked.
Yeah, let's keep that as another thing that we keep on doing every week.
Oh yeah.
And stay away from the damn cords.
Yeah.
I'm far back now. It's not me.
One of you by the end of the show
Tony,
will fucking
Nope.
bump it. I
Yeah.
guarantee
you're
it.
gonna drop your mic or something.
Not it.
Something.
It's always you.
That's what I'm saying.
So speaking of the internet, Joey brought in a very interesting thing that's been blowing up for at least a few months now. That
It's been around for a long time. I mean, it's been a discussion forever, but I mean, it's been a hot discussion.
well, watching the video, they
For the
stated
last
it was 2015 that it really started blowing up and catching
Right.
fire.
I mean, it's always been something people talked about ever since the conception of the internet, I feel like.
Right.
But, you know, it's definitely the last, since like 2015 is really when people started talking about it. And even more so, I think this year is like the biggest year for it, and that's net neutrality.
Right.
And if you don't know this, we just, what was it, the FCC that just voted?
Yeah, that's what-
yeah.
Yeah, the
Was the
FCC.
director of the FCC?
Okay, so the FCC voted to repeal net neutrality. And basically what that means is net neutrality is a thing that's put in place to keep the internet fair and open to the public.
Mhm.
It's basically a bylaw about how nobody really owns the internet.
It falls under
Um,
Article 2.
Yeah, nobody owns the internet. It's essentially something that you pay for. You pay for Wi-Fi or whatever, your
Mhm.
internet and stuff, but it's still free. It's like a free thing. It's an open space.
Right.
Like
it-
certain.
It protects us from censorship.
Mhm.
It protects us from paywalls.
It's an open
um,
content form to
yeah.
where you're not charged to get on sites,
Okay,
Which is
yeah.
good.
unless it's a membership site that you have to pay for.
Right. Right. Such as
So they,
Netflix.
yeah, so,
YouTube Red.
right,
Oh.
but that's all.
Ad-free.
But that's all through the company themselves,
Right.
Which
Right.
is that's their. It should be their decision whether or not you pay for their service.
Right.
It shouldn't be the government's decision to make it so you have to pay for that service.
Right. I
which
agree
is
with that.
That's essentially what that's all about. It's basically like if Charter wanted to give away free internet, like if they all of a sudden decided, you know what, we make enough money off of TV and phones, we should be allowed to just offer free internet. Like that's their right to do that.
Right.
You know, that it's their service that they're providing. They should have the right to give it away if they want to.
Right.
Not anymore.
Not with this. But you said though it's not
It's not-
necessarily
It's not completely set in stone. You can still, there's still ways that you can help out in the fight to protect net neutrality.
Well, my
Um,
perspective on it, like we were talking earlier, is the fact that if you are an internet service provider, you're going to be making fat bank
No,
because everybody's going to have to pay for the service.
yeah, but instead of making fat bank, you're just going to lose people's service.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so.
Because I mean, I think at least 3/4 of this room is in agreement that if there's no way in hell, like I'm like, sorry, I guess I'm not a part of the internet anymore.
Well, Heather brought up the thing with the whole Xbox 360 of having to pay for online service.
Again, though, that's a company's service.
Right.
That's like they're allowed to do that.
But PlayStation 4 doesn't make you pay for a
Yeah, it does.
subscription.
Yeah,
PlayStation
now
Plus.
it does. Yeah,
It does
it
now?
does now.
Yeah, I
Really?
pay for it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, those are the things that
It's not
are already.
it's,
But
it's not super expensive. I mean,
I
like
don't think it was it?
$60 for a year.
oh, that's
So-
not too bad. But that's still $60.
Yeah,
Right.
You know. So
I remember when Hulu was free.
yeah.
And now it's not.
Yeah.
Right. So there's just already these things that are popping up that, of course, but like Joey said, though, this is their particular
Right.
You know,
choice.
the way that it affects us the most is that it gives the government the ability to censor the internet, which is a problem for a show like ours.
Mhm.
Completely uncensored. We say what the hell we want. We do what the hell we want.
Right.
We're not going to be allowed to do that anymore.
Well, but if you look at like the 60s when they had pirate radio,
It
and
doesn't matter. We're not going to have access to the internet.
Right.
I find that very hard to believe, because why would you have groups like Anonymous that are literally taking over countries virtually? And if you have a phone line or if you have a receiver, you can still get internet.
But that's because they've always had net neutrality to help them and protect them. The thing is, now, but like right before net neutrality was repealed, the government couldn't just shut something down because they didn't like it. You know, it had to actually break rules to shut it down. So things like 4chan, which is like the home of Anonymous and stuff, where
Right.
it's technically not breaking any rules. I mean, it does kind of support hacking and support Anonymous.
Right.
It doesn't actually have any involvement with it, so it's allowed to exist. Whereas now, if we completely repeal net neutrality, they'll just be able to be like, no, I don't want that around. We shut it down. Shut down. Hit the red button. Turn it all off.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen with as many people that, one, are educated on how to go through and crack and hack the internet. Two, I mean, if any of these, movies, I mean, look at what was it, Live Free or Die Hard. The whole fire sale of taking over the internet on, so many different servers and whatnot. I mean, the government's hacked all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, you're missing the point of it, though.
No, and here's the thing: is please don't think that I'm not agreeing with you, because net neutrality needs to happen. Period. To be able to have shows like ours and many, many other shows available to the public for public consumption.
And there is things that we can do.
Right.
I'm
just playing devil's advocate with all of this.
I mean, there's no positive to come out of this at all. There's nothing good that can come of this.
Well, like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate, and I agree to disagree.
It's an option for our fat, greedy, shithead president to make more money.
that Cheeto with wild hair, that walking meme, as you so say.
Yeah.
So I'm just
and by the way, this has nothing to do with your political alignment either,
right?
Because this affects all of us,
right?
So
everybody.
If you're one of these people that are going to agree with everything the Republican Party does just because you consider yourself a Republican, pull your fucking head out of your ass. You fucking idiot.
Educate yourself
And get your fucking shit together, because this affects you just as much as it affects any liberal or Democrat or libertarian or fucking Tea Party member.
Everybody. Green Party.
Well, I think political preference is irrelevant at this point, because it does affect everybody.
It does.
Right.
I mean,
So that's what he's saying.
Granted, okay, so the decision was split between here, I'll read it. I got it right here.
What were you gonna say, Heather? While he's looking that up.
So in the chat, Jeff said ditto sounding good. Our bot is back. Asking us who A is in Pretty Little Liars. And Captain Kirk says robots, gotta love them, LOL. And I also just got another message. Trump and the Republican Congress must be stopped. It's because of Trump and the Republicans trying to overturn the legislations passed during the Obama administration that protected net neutrality. That is their fault.
Okay, so
that's just in from Dr. E.
So, thank you, Dr. E. Ultimately, a repeal of net neutrality is expected due to the party line split among commissioners. Republicans support the repeal and hold 3 commissioner seats, while the Democrats, who hope to preserve net neutrality, only hold 2 seats. And it's worth noting that one of the major reasons Republicans are aiming to repeal open access of the internet is to censor what people can see, while at the same time letting companies offer more robust internet services. The crusade for a more company-first internet has been led by Ajit Pai, President Donald Trump's pick for FCC chairman. Sorry if I slaughtered that name. Not really your
He's just pulling a Heather, don't worry.
Who, unsurprisingly, is a former lawyer of Verizon.
Oh.
Only Republicans in power are in support of these measures, and it's a decision that is insanely unpopular among Americans, regardless of their party affiliation.
Well, and that's like I said earlier. If you're an internet service provider, obviously the guy used to work for Verizon. You're fixing to make fat cash.
And I take back my apology for slaughtering his name or her name. I don't. Is it a he or a she?
I don't know.
Either way, they're a piece of shit. So I don't care.
But
Right.
that's the thing. Do I agree with it? No. Is it a cash grab? Absolutely.
All I know is I'm going to continue to badmouth politicians and my government until they physically hang me. So,
But yeah, like we were talking though, there is a way for us to get in touch with Congress?
yeah, you can get in touch with Congress. There's all kinds of what's the word? Petitions
There
you
you
can
go.
sign
Yeah.
online, and I'll post a link to a few of them.
Yeah, I was going to say we'll share that on our page so that way everybody can educate themselves on it.
You know,
And sorry, just got another message.
What?
So Dr. E says Tony disagrees because it's Trump.
What is that? Did he not hear what I said?
He said that I need to tell him this.
Whatever.
I need to tell you this.
Political preference.
And he knows
is
I'll do it.
Completely irrelevant in any of this, regardless of who I support or who I don't support. I openly stated, review the tape. I'm playing
Review the
devil's
tape.
advocate.
Well, I'm waiting for more text messages because apparently
Shut up, Dr. E.
he might just show up.
Bring it.
I think you should.
He's always welcome because it's fun because him and I gang up on you a lot.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing.
But we agree, though. That's
it's the
why.
fact that the two of you have to gang up
It's
on me.
not ganging up. It's just that me and him actually agree on what
I
you
hate
don't.
this mic stand tonight.
Agrees on what you don't. That's why.
Well, but that's just it. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we started
my
this
new hat?
podcast.
I did. I was going to ask about that. So Joey has this great hat, and I'll let you explain it.
So, Brown Bear Harley.
Shout out to Brown Bear.
He gave my Christmas present to Hope to give to me early because we don't see each other as much. But he got me a Doctor Strange hat, snapback for Christmas. It just says Strange
Nice.
on it, and then on the bill it has like Doctor Strange and stuff. It's pretty fun.
I was trying to figure out
That's
what was
awesome.
on there because I couldn't see it, but yeah, that's cool.
It's pretty cool. It was definitely unexpected. I honestly thought he was going to get me like some Deadpool related something because that's what people usually get me. Nothing wrong with that. I obviously love Deadpool. He's my favorite, but it was a nice surprise from the usual. I like it when people do that for Christmas. They
Heck yeah.
you know, I don't like being asked what I want for Christmas. I like to be,
Surprised. Well, that was the point that I was trying to make.
If you have to ask me what I want for Christmas, chances are you probably don't know me very well. And you shouldn't be getting me a Christmas present to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was the point that I was trying to make with Ian, is the fact that that's the whole reason why we started this podcast, was to have a conversation about things.
Right.
And our listeners, obviously, enjoy our conversations because some are pretty animated.
I think that and that the whole existence of this show is a great argument for why net neutrality is important.
Absolutely.
Because the show won't continue to exist without net neutrality. So if you want the show to continue to exist, or any podcast for that matter, anything where people are allowed to have an open opinion and deliver content for free, then you need to support net neutrality. Because you're gonna like just a small list of things that are going to be affected in a negative manner for net neutrality: Google, Wikipedia, Facebook, YouTube, Pornhub, Spotify. You're
All their
laughing.
wholesome programs.
You're laughing, but listen.
I love how you just kind of glazed over that Pornhub.
But I'm being serious though. It will be affected because it's
Right.
another thing that provides a free service. So it's just it's getting everybody on the same page, man.
Right.
Mhm.
And I completely agree with you on that. I mean, like I said, it just, to me, there's so many reasons why politicians do dumb things.
They want to control us.
Well,
That's
right.
all they want to do. It's not for anybody's benefit but their
Right.
own. They don't give a shit about us, man. We're a number. That's all we are.
That's the thing, though, is an empowered people, which, you know, our Constitution states we are the people.
But
or we the people, I should say.
We are not an empowered people, though. We're a fucking split people that can't fucking agree on anything.
Right, because people, one, choose not to educate themselves. Two, choose not to have a conversation where they can agree to disagree. And three, just, okay, hey, enlighten yourself for a minute.
And I'm not attacking I'm not attacking any one party here. Liberals, you're just as fucking stupid.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's
get your shit together. We stop, like, no one gives a fuck. Like, about, just fucking stop talking about the shit that's not important and focus on the things that we can come together with.
We have become a society, and I've said this 1,000 times. We have become a society where stupidity and shit reality TV is celebrated and looked fondly upon, and intelligence, education, and open conversation is scoffed at and ridiculed.
So much so that our president is a reality TV star. Literally.
He's a walking meme, isn't that what you say?
He is. The walking meme, or an overgrown Oompa Loompa, either one. Take your pick.
Perfect. Oh, this is great.
I didn't like Obama either. So, like, I didn't like Bush, Junior or Senior. Or let me take that back. I didn't like Bush proper or the sequel.
I don't know. I think the last great president, in my opinion, was Reagan.
I don't know. Like, I wasn't a lot. It doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter who was the last great president. What matters is the last fucking 6 of them sucked or whatever. I don't know. Like,
but we voted him into office
because you don't really have a choice. You have to pick one.
We do have a choice.
We do have a choice.
The problem is you've got 2 parties that control the whole fucking thing, and they're both filled with goddamn idiots.
Thank you.
The lesser of 2 evils.
Right. That's pretty much where you. Okay, so you have a choice. The lesser of 2 evils, like you said.
Do I vote for the orange sex offender or the wrinkled murderer?
Well, but here's the thing, though, is if people actually stood up for their convictions and realized it was we the people, the government would be scared shitless. They've done it how many times through the course of history of the United States?
Doesn't matter. Both parties are too fucking hard-headed and retarded to agree on any.
Yeah, but if you have, I don't know, say 100,000 people storm Washington, D.C., some shit's going to happen.
I think we're all just going to get beat.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But that's
everybody's going to get beat the shit out
when
of.
They posted those pictures of when Obama got into office.
We're going to learn a lot about taser tag. That's what's going to happen.
When they
it's going to be
posted
Unreal Tournament. That's what's going to be.
The Washington Memorial or whatever it was, that whole stretch up to the Capitol building.
Shot.
Ridiculous amounts of people were there. They posted the same picture when Trump got elected to office. And the running joke was, oh, yeah, well, people were actually working jobs and doing all this other stuff and didn't have time for the celebration. The problem with that being is who cares? Who isn't there? Because if you're going to have a ridiculous amount of people showing up for a historical thing, which I thought was really cool when Obama got elected into office, to have, what was it? 2.5 million people for Obama's swearing in ceremony.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
You know.
Here, but still you have that many people in Washington D.C. leading up to the Capitol building there, the White House. If you got that many people in unison saying the exact same thing, what makes you think laws aren't going to change? What makes you think that the whole entire fascist regime is going to come crashing down?
I think that my problem is people want to protest about everything now.
Of course they do.
Like, every little thing that happens, people are like, let's protest it.
Well, and they're misled, they're misdirected.
It's like, what the fuck? And like, they're all college students.
Did you see that one?
It's like, how the fuck do you have time to go back to school? Why are you not in school or at work right now?
Did you see that one when they had all the mass shootings and stuff that was going on and they were protesting it? Black Lives Matter. There's this one white guy standing in the parade holding the sign, I'm here for the pizza. I thought that was awesome.
Like, I'm not trying to say that like your beliefs or your protests are irrelevant, but it's like when it's hard to take you seriously.
Right.
When you don't make valid points, all you do is shout racism at the top of your lungs at every little action that somebody does. Like, how is anybody supposed to take you seriously?
Right.
Well,
You know?
look at
the fact that there are people that believe that just because I'm a straight white male,
Yeah.
I am automatically a racist.
or a rapist.
Which
Or-
is not
yeah.
the case.
Right.
Either.
Neither of those are true.
Right.
I'm just the right amount of racist.
Well, I was going to point out, look at our interaction on the local level with our local government. How many times have we been to City Hall?
Too
And
many.
it was just, yeah, we're going through and running the numbers and, oh, look, the meeting's over. We've accomplished nothing. Yeah, we elected these officials into office. It is a public service.
Yeah. Doesn't feel like it.
No,
Kind of feels like we work for them.
they're career politicians, and it's
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous.
Mhm. Let's take this town over, guys.
Started a riot.
No,
Not
that's
really.
not what I meant.
That's not how that works.
I meant let's go to let's get on the board.
Let's start a riot and start breaking business windows that have nothing to do with our protests.
Mm,
Sorry, Starbucks, you're out. You lose.
Good thing there's no Starbucks here in Carroll. So
Could you imagine being a bit like, it's like, what the fuck did I do?
Why are they hating me?
I just work here.
But it'd be that would be sad though, because half the storefronts here in town don't even have any businesses in them. So
Right.
could pick those.
Yeah.
Maybe put something in there.
Well, and that is directly related to, and you know that personally,
Mhm.
of how divided just our local community was for bringing in a business that was going to supply 35 jobs,
Oh yeah.
bring a couple of $1 million into the area.
Use local sugars and grains.
Right.
Yeah,
Use
it
local
was not-
commerce. Yeah. I mean, and
It wasn't just bringing in those jobs. It was also using our resources from here.
Right.
And
Creating a fucking economy other than goddamn sugar beets.
yeah.
right.
Yeah. So, I mean, there was a lot of people that were divided on it because they wanted it in the town. And here's the people, on the board that didn't want it. There were some that did.
Someone put on the window of that building, this is a retirement community. We don't want you here.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah,
and I
that's
wish there could have been
absurdity.
a picture taken of that because
I
it's
tried
ridiculous.
to get a picture of it, but like the glare on the window and stuff wouldn't I couldn't get a clean
It's
shot
probably
of it.
still there if no one's washed the windows.
I'm sure. Yeah. One of the things too.
It's Caro. Nobody has washed the windows.
One of the things also is at one of the meetings, there was people around our age, a little bit older, whatever, that didn't want to be here in town anymore because there's nothing here.
Right.
They wanted to leave, and they made that a point at the meeting. I mean, there was a lot of people that stood up and talked, and that meeting went on forever. But it was that I'm glad to see that our community was backing Scott and backing that coming to town.
Well, and let me give a little bit of backstory. Heather worked very closely with Scott too.
A little bit, yeah.
But here's the thing, though, is we found out what was going on, and you said, "I want to do something about this," and you started a page.
Yep.
And single-handedly brung 150 people into City Hall in one voice, saying, "We want this here. Stop being stupid. This is going to bring something to the community that this community needs to stop dying on the vine."
Yeah, I guess I did that. But and that's the thing too, is when that meeting, the second meeting went down, it was funny because I called up, the news stations, whatever, and TV.
Right.
And that meeting was going to be happening. And, because I called up for, if you have a story, call this number, blah, blah, blah. So I get on the phone with them and I'm like, there's going to be a big meeting tonight at City Hall about, the business that Scott Romaine's trying to do. And the lady tells me, is there? Because the mayor said nobody was going to be there tonight. And this is the old mayor. This is the old mayor. And I said, yeah, that's not the case. I said, look at Destination Thumb Rum, which was the name of the page at the time.
Right.
And I said, look and see all of the community that are saying that they're going to be there and how many supporters and how many people are on that page. And so she has me on the phone and she gets on there and she's like, who's running this page? I said, that would be me. And she's like, oh, okay. So there's going to be a lot of people there tonight. I said, oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of people there. And there was no room in.
It was standing room only.
Yeah, it was standing room only.
Which was great because there was 6 news stations there, 3 radio stations, and 2 newspapers that showed up to cover this event.
Yep.
All because you said, yeah, we're not going to be quiet about this.
Well, why would we?
Exactly.
When I get something, what do you say?
When you get something stuck in that head of yours, it's not going away.
I think that the shitty thing is that it ultimately led to nothing happening.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show that no matter how hard the community fights, City Hall doesn't give a fuck.
Well, and some stuff did happen.
Well,
I mean, not necessarily that he ended up
we got a new mayor.
We did end up getting a new mayor. And some of the board is still, well, I think almost all the board is still the same.
There's a new city manager because in the process of all of that, the city manager submitted his resignation because of all of the stuff that was going on.
I still want a t-shirt that just says fuck Caro City Hall.
Right. So and so that did change, and more people are going to the meetings too now,
right,
and voicing their opinions and whatnot, which is good. So I'm glad that came out of it. However, some of the businesses that said they were going to be closing up actually did close up. We've lost some businesses, because there's no that support there.
Right.
So we lost our music store. We lost the frame
support
shop.
Your local merch.
Yeah, that's important.
Support your local fucking music store.
Right.
God damn! For fuck's sakes, people. There's not a lot of them left, man.
There isn't. And there should be, because the difference.
Otherwise, you're just stuck with guitar centers all over the place.
Herders.
Yeah. You don't want that.
No.
You don't want to be stuck having to go to Guitar Center. Fuck that is.
That's what I love about Bob and Sharon when they had the music store here in Caro. I needed a set of strings, picks, heck, even a new guitar. I mean, my one guitar is sitting over there that I bought from them. I mean, it was just absolutely, I didn't want to drive all the way to Saginaw. Like, hey, what you got in this week? Oh, sweet.
On top of that, support your fucking local record stores too.
Absolutely.
And your local bands.
Except for Frankie Muth. No, just kidding. That record store. Oh, it's a nice store. Don't get me wrong.
That's just one person though.
I know.
There's a record store in Frankenmuth?
There is. And my beef with this guy. I walked in to get one of our flyers put in the window, and I say, do you mind putting this up? We're promoting this show we're going to be having here December, whatever, and he looks at the empty window and he's like, if I can find a place to put it.
Really, just give me some tape. I've got a place.
It was an empty window.
Yeah, there was nothing up, like nothing.
And you went to Electric Kish as well, too.
And they were amazing. They were like, yeah, sure. But they've got stuff all over their window.
Yeah.
They totally support that stuff. And that was cool. Like, the guy there was awesome.
I think
so. Electric Kish.
I think that's how it should be.
You're the shit.
If you own a record store or a music shop, you should not be able to see through the window. It should be covered in flyers at all times. Yeah,
and the music store there, too. They put up our flyer, too. They were cool. So, I mean, I was just like, okay, it's not.
That's the thing, though. Support earns you support.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And, I looked when I was in there looking at stuff for like Christmas presents and stuff. I'm like, yeah,
here's the thing, like a lot of you guys aren't going to these local shows and you need to be. A lot of people don't want to go to a show if they don't know the band, but you're missing out on this great community, especially in Michigan.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking family.
And I didn't know that, I didn't know this until we started doing shows. Well, we've done shows before.
Yeah.
But another thing is, too, Joey, you had said, the White Oranges are going to be playing the Distorted Waltz. And I'm like, I don't even know who these guys are. but I'm so glad that I went because they were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Same
So ever since then, it's like anything going
with
on.
American Arson and Hail Your Highness.
Yeah.
I know how good they are.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, and I don't need to be proven how good they are. But
Right.
I'm like, let's bring them somewhere they haven't played before.
Right.
And look at all the new fans they walked away with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
I was very, very happy to be a part of that.
You got to trust your local promoters too to, put on a good show for you.
Heck yeah. And that's not only the only thing, just let us know what you're interested in too. Like, is there bands or whatever? I mean, we like to cater.
If you have a band,
Yeah.
and you want to do a show, get a hold of us. You can get it. Our business email is strangefriendsmediallc@gmail.com.
Yep.
Or just message us on Facebook, Strange Friends Media.
Or quick. We usually answer that stuff right away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let us know. I kind of thought about doing like a survey thing on our page, to kind of get an idea of what people are interested in.
And if you can't remember that, hit us up on Don't Make This Weird.
Don't make this weird on Facebook.
Because I mean, we all are support. We support the local merch stuff. We support local bands.
Mhm.
And Michigan, like Joey was saying, is such an incredible community because these are some of the hardest working musicians I have ever met.
Take it from
So true.
Take it from
Even on the local level.
take it from a musician that has lived here in Michigan, has been to Ohio and lived in Florida and been to all these places. Like,
Yeah.
they've got good local scenes,
Mhm.
but it's just something completely different here.
It is. I mean, I lived in Vegas and the local scene out there was insane. I mean, there were so many great musicians out there. I came back to Michigan and I'm like, you guys got to see what's going on here.
True.
It's incredible. I mean, come on. What is it? Motown? Detroit?
Yeah. Detroit Rock City.
Right. Detroit Rock City. I mean, you look at what it was. Traverse City has a huge scene. Muskegon has a huge scene. All of these other places.
Bay City and Saginaw.
Right.
Yeah.
Home to bands like the White Oranges and
Right.
your best friend, who unfortunately isn't around anymore.
Right.
But you can still listen to him on
Mhm.
Spotify, and I highly recommend it.
And
Flint has a huge scene. Grand Rapids, Ann Arbor, Lansing. Pick any major city or local city for that matter.
just support.
Just
I mean,
support it.
It's so worth it.
Yeah,
And I'm glad that we're doing this.
Why not? If you got a Friday or a Saturday off, and there's a local show that's $10
Mhm.
for like 3 bands or whatever, like that's a fucking steal.
Yeah.
Right.
Like there's so many people that were complaining about our ticket prices being too expensive.
Yeah.
Even at $12.
Right.
Like, are you fucking out of your goddamn mind?
Well, then just
$12
don't,
$12 for 3 bands.
Yeah.
just don't get your pizza that night. Just come see the bands. Don't go to the movies. Just come see the bands.
Sorry, you can't buy your fucking
Cheese and fudge.
you can't buy your fucking dime bag, but you'll get over it.
Well, one of the things too.
No, it's your $12 coffee at Starbucks. That's why we need to take on Starbucks.
Yeah. No. Ugh. Anyway, it's so worth. They were so worth it.
That's
though.
a good point, though. Like,
So worth
people
it.
are willing to pay like $10 for a cup of coffee somewhere,
Right.
But they
Instead of
won't
go
fuck-
see a
but-
local band.
but the second you have an opportunity to see 3 kick-ass local bands, they're like
Right.
$12. What?
What? Do that what thing?
I got what?
What?
But no, that was like a thing that I heard a lot that night was
Yeah.
each
Each?
$12 each.
And this is in Frankenmuth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
In Frankenmuth, of all
What?
places.
Everybody that came in though,
Yeah.
they were very happy, and all of the bands were so nice and meeting the fans and everything. American Arson gave away CDs.
Yeah.
And a t-shirt to my
And-
sister's friend.
Oh, jeez.
But he's
So-
like, if everyone in this group agrees that I can give her a free t-shirt and not give the rest of you a free t-shirt, then I'll give her a free t-shirt. And they're like, it's okay, she can have one. As soon as he gave it to her, they're like, I wanted it. And he's like, see, this is why I didn't want to do it.
I got
Yeah.
my American Arson t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
my cousin had told me, she's like, oh my gosh, Evan is so nice, and so is Jesse.
Yep.
And I had said that when they set up next to my, our merch table.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, my cousin said that you guys are super nice and everything. And he's like, well, just wait until after we're done playing and then give me your opinion. So after they were done, I was like, yeah,
That was
I still
so
think you
cool,
guys are
hanging
cool.
backstage with those guys, because just having conversations. I mean, you have some of the oddest conversations backstage before you go on, because it's nerves, it's lights, it's oh crap, am I gonna have my sound
Mhm.
good?
My favorite thing was just hanging out outside
You
with
gotta
Keith.
fix that microphone, sir.
Microphone's pissing me off. Yeah,
Just me and Keith outside, just talking shit about people walking by and stuff. He was doing like, because it was just like, as much fun as it is, it's a stressful thing. Putting
It
on
oh
a show.
god, yeah.
So like he was.
That's why I'm bald, by the way.
That's who
Mhm.
I was venting to pretty much all night. Just go outside and blow off steam to Keith.
Oh, how did that go?
Good.
We haven't seen him in a while.
You probably scared him,
He's
Joey.
he's a good listener.
Yeah.
Whatever. He got a free T-shirt and stuff. So.
No, he didn't. He paid for his
Oh,
shirt
did he?
He paid for
Yeah.
his shirt. Yeah.
Why would he do that?
because he wanted to support us. Same reason why some other people were like, "Yeah, let's buy all this stuff from you." Sure,
Go for it.
if you want
Exactly.
to.
If you want to buy
You know.
it, I mean, I'm
You know?
okay with that.
Strange Friends Media now accepting sponsors.
You're right.
For real, that's not a joke.
That is
If
not
you-
a joke.
Straight up legit.
If you own a local business and you want to sponsor us,
Yep.
And the sponsorship is really, worth it because it's going to go towards our shows that we're doing for the bands and whatnot. And plus, we'll do your
Promotion yourself,
advertisement. We'll promote you like nobody's biz.
if you're a band listening, you get paid before we do.
Yes, you do.
That's
That's
right.
That's the
the
most.
truth.
That's the most important thing. The bands are the first ones to get paid.
Yes, they are. And I don't ever want that to change
It should-
because they're the reason why we're able to put shows on.
that's
Right.
how it should be.
So I may not be grandioso, but they still get paid before.
Like I get, like there's some people that are like, well, they should be happy just to be playing a show, and I mean, there's some truth to that. I mean, me being a musician myself, I definitely have played a lot of shows where I didn't get paid, just for the opportunity to get my music out there.
Right.
But definitely feels a lot better when people pay you for your time.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the old adage is you take $5,000 worth of gear, put it into a vehicle worth $500, drive 50 miles, and get paid $5.
That's
Yeah.
there's a lot of truth to that.
There is. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times coming up to the ranks and paying my dues that I dig show after show,
That's the best.
tour after tour.
Best part about being a singer is you don't often pay for gear. The gear that you have to buy is like guitar players are like, I need this pedal and this pedal and this
I
pedal.
need this.
I need this this amp and
more strings and more
See, that
more
was-
strings and more.
That was never me because I didn't want to carry a bunch of shit around.
Oh,
Double kick, full set.
I wanna-
know,
drummers
Aw.
it's
are
ridiculous.
I want to play drums.
drummers are
Me
such gear
too.
whores.
But why wouldn't they be? They want
It's all
pretty
in the sound,
drums.
man.
It's like, look at Ringo's setup, man. Ringo made do with like the smallest fucking drum kit of all
I'm sure
time.
it's like an addiction though. Once you start,
But,
I mean, look at us.
dude,
look at
I've
all of
been-
our stuff.
I'm not gonna name any names specifically, but I had this drummer that had like he had 2 big bass drums
Yeah.
and like fucking 6 different snares. It's like, why? Why do you have all these snares? You only need one.
Well, it's the same thing with guitars, though. I mean, each guitar sounds different.
Listen, if you can't make do with like 3 cymbals, a tom, a snare, and a bass drum, you're a shit drummer.
You're forgetting the floor tom.
You don't have to have a floor tom. man.
Look at Josh, though. Josh
Yeah.
has a high tom, a floor
He's
tom.
not a shit drummer.
No, he's not.
He's not.
He's
I
an
didn't say-
incredible
I
drummer.
didn't say. I'm saying you can have all that gear, but if you can't make do with the
Oh,
basics,
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Right.
you're a shit drummer.
Well, and that's what is so nice about economy equipment drummers, because they make the best. I mean, Josh was doing some cool stuff when we were rehearsing for the Relay for Life. Good God, where were you like, I don't know, 10 years ago? or 15 years ago when I was cycling through drummers because they couldn't count to 4.
He did say that to me.
Oh, man.
I said that to Josh too, and I'm like, "Good Lord, man!"
But
He
all
said
the
I wanted
shit-
a drum, and he's like, "Can you count to 4?" I was like, "Well, yeah."
all the shit that I've given drummers, I mean, they're definitely not as bad as bass players.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that. They're not. They're not. I mean, look at.
Is it Glenn Frick?
I think Hope and I were just talking about it the other day when we were in the studio.
God, that was
She's
so
like-
much fun.
She's like talking about like the bass and stuff and how important it is, and I'm like, yeah, in the studio. I mean, live you can't really hear it. So I think it does. That's like my legitimate opinion about it. I mean, it's not all bass players.
No,
Right.
not
But
at all.
definitely in the studio, I love the bass.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome on
Absolutely.
a record and stuff.
I
But
wanna do
live,
some more
I couldn't give
bass
a fuck
tracking.
less if the bassist was there or not. Because I honestly,
Well,
you
the
can't
drummer
hear
can
them.
carry it. We've
Yeah.
seen that with the American Arson and
Yeah.
Hail Your Highness.
Both 2 pieces.
Yeah.
Just a guitar player and a drummer
Right,
that fucking stole the show.
killed it. Absolutely killed it.
But
Sometimes less is more.
Plain Faces, though, their drummer is no slouch either.
No, he's a great drummer.
He's wild, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was really
He
good.
threw out like 4 or 5 drumsticks.
He did.
That was
And was going to
hilarious.
sign them all.
He did sign them all.
signed them
Even
all.
Maddie that got the one that was broken, he signed both of the broken
Oh,
pieces.
jeez. See, those guys are good. They're fun.
See, and that's how you know he's a professional because he was there 2.5
He
hours
was.
before they went on stage.
That is the most important thing. Local bands,
And
if you're
brought the
listening.
CDs.
And
Hold on.
brought the CDs.
Hold on a sec. If you're in a local band and you're listening, if you are on a bill with other bands,
Yeah.
it is your fucking duty to show up before the first band plays and stay until after the last band plays.
Right.
It is your civic duty as a local musician
Right.
to show that support. If
And he
you
did.
if you show up when it's your turn to play and then leave right after you play,
That's not supporting
you're
each
not
other.
you're like,
No.
what are you even doing?
Yeah. Yeah, that bums me out. But
And
he
see
was
that-
there. He was there 2 hours
that-
before.
That
I've
was so cool watching all those guys exchange from the drummer from Hail Your Highness. What was her name? Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki.
And then the drummer from American Arson.
Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse. He was such a cool cat. But like the 3 of them were hanging backstage before it all kicked
All the
off.
drummers.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
drummers. And it was so freaking funny because they were just the drummer from Plain Faces was actually shooting an instructional video. Jesse just kind of sitting there watching him going, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then they were just kind of trading,
Yeah.
licks back and forth, and it was hilarious. It's like, oh yeah, I use this, or yeah, I use this.
See, that's cool when you can talk to somebody else about your craft.
Right.
So, like, if you don't show up on time and you don't support the other bands, like, you miss out on all that.
Yeah.
And you're dick.
And you have you have Hail Your Highness that was the first to play. So they showed up first
Yeah.
for anybody else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they were there until like 11 o'clock
Yeah.
at night. And they drove all the way from Grayling.
And they
Yep.
stayed
They stayed.
to support everybody. And that's cool. I think that's important.
And it was great watching the exchange backstage with all of these bandmates because it was funny. I was talking with the bass player from Plain Faces, and he's like, "Who's this?" And I was like, American Arson. He's
Their bass player.
and for purely selfish reasons, it was kind of cool to see a picture that I took
Mhm.
as much run around as I did that night,
Mhm.
and that he used it for his profile pic on Facebook. That
I
was
know.
really
I
cool.
want to
Well,
change mine to the
Their
American.
their Plain Faces profile picture is the one that I think you took from Battle of the Bands.
I think it was you, Tony, that took it actually.
It was
Yeah.
definitely,
Bands?
it was
Yeah.
definitely off your phone.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, that's the thing is I never know what I have until a couple of days later because I'm recuperating.
I think you should just switch because it's driving me crazy.
There's nothing I can do.
He's like
I don't
moving
have-
up and down this stupid microphone
It won't
stand.
stay up. It needs some Cialis or
sponsor.
Viagra.
So sponsors. I need some microphone
This
stands.
one wanted to hit me in the mouth, so I mean,
They're abusive. They're falling down. They're not doing their job. It's like a drunk.
Oh, microphone stands
At
are
a
the worst.
Drunk. It's like a drunk clown
Yeah,
at a
it's
birthday
like-
party.
It's
Not
like my
doing its damn
like-
job.
It's like my dad as a mic stand.
Oh yeah. I'm not above
Hashtag shitty dads.
I'm not below asking for sponsors. I'm not too proud to
Shameless promotion.
yeah, shameless promotion. Not worried. That's okay. Gotta start somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. So but yeah. That was a great show and I'm looking forward to more.
Oh,
And I definitely
absolutely.
want to work with them all again.
It's like, it was there was a good bit of people that showed up, but it wasn't that many people. So I think he says it's the greatest show that no one ever saw.
Yeah.
yeah.
And for me, I'm like, how do we follow that? Because it was like such a fucking great show.
It was a great
It's
show.
hard to follow,
Mhm.
you know.
But we'll figure it out. But we are gonna want to work. We do want to work with all of them again. So
For sure. How do you not book them for every show?
that's exactly how I was feeling. I was like, well, all of you that missed it, our next show
Yeah.
is going to be Hail Your Highness, American Arson, Plain Faces. You can catch them again, maybe in a different location. We'll let you know.
Just like it's the same show, you just like move them around to different stuff.
Exactly. I'm genius. Boom. That just happened.
It's great.
Write that down.
Just change up like the order
Yeah.
they come out.
The best part is like I actually listened to all three of those bands. You can ask her. Like
Yeah.
I legitimately listen to
Yeah.
them in my free time. So to be able to like sing along with them and stuff. And,
Yeah.
I love how you held up the sign and he's like, dude, we haven't done that song in forever.
Oh yeah. Well, I held that up for Ian. Ian was like, "Hey, you think we could get him to play Wayfaring Stranger?" And I'm like,
That's what it said. I'm backstage
Wayfaring
looking over the
Stranger.
drummer's shoulder.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah.
The drummer soldier.
I was holding it up, and then I'm like, you
I didn't
know
know
what?
he had one.
I'm like, I got shit to do. I don't want to just sit here and all this stuff. So I asked Darion's little sister Alexis. I'm like, hey, you should hold us up in front of them.
And she totally did.
She 100% did it.
She's like groupie. Her a bunch of groupies. They like my sister. Probably me and my mom spent like $100 on merch there, maybe even more.
See, and that's the thing too. Like, you know how you said about driving and doing all the traveling and
Yep.
getting paid $5. But have you ever done the merchandise yourself at shows?
Yeah.
And it went over.
Well, and that's the thing is that's where we made most of our money was selling merch.
I think, Ian and I had a really long, awesome conversation at the Harvest about music and stuff and how important like merchandise is to a show and a band. And,
Absolutely.
And
Well, even
also-
to promoters
also, like,
for that matter.
also album covers and stuff and like how stuff that a lot of bands are like, yeah, that's just nonsense. Like it's all about the music. It's like it is about the music, but you got to think your first real like exposure to a band is usually an album cover.
Yeah.
Unless you hear them on the radio or something, but like it draws your attention. It sets the tone for how the album's going to be, and merchandise is it builds a community and a family around a band.
Right.
Yeah,
Plus,
absolutely.
you see somebody else wearing it and you're wearing the same thing. And you're like,
that's what, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
Instant conversation starter.
it's not just about, making money. It's, like for instance, like if I'm in a band, I don't want to have t-shirts because I want to make money. I want to have t-shirts because I'm like, that's cool. Like,
right.
Yeah.
People wearing, like my face on a t-shirt or like
Right.
my album cover on a t-shirt. Like that's fucking awesome.
That is awesome.
It's funny you say that because Maddie was actually talking to me over dinner tonight. She's like, Joey, help me design a t-shirt. And I want to do it, but I don't have $15 to get the shirt. And I said, okay, well, there's snow on the ground. Go shovel a
Yep.
couple of driveways.
I was telling her that. I was like, 'cause
Yeah.
she's like, do you think there's anything, like, how can I do this? And I'm like, well, like, ask your dad if there's anything you can do, or, Christmas is coming up. Ask for the shirt for Christmas or something.
Right.
I don't know,
right.
and
And I think Sean was kind of hinting around by that, just so you know.
Oh, I
so
know.
you might want to think about
But-
some of our merchandise for the kids as Christmas presents.
That's the funny part about it is I tell Maddie to go do something and she hems and haws for a second, but then she goes and does it. And it's like,
Right.
all right.
That's how I was as a kid.
Mhm. I was such a determined little asshole when I was a kid. I'm not even going to lie.
What's this was? Are you kidding me?
Okay, so I do have a story for this. Like, I don't have a story for everything. But when I was like no, I think 9. So I was only like 4'2", probably. It's not very tall.
Oh, so you mean yesterday?
No, I'm 5'1", thank you. However, so we're up north, and my dad's like, just go outside and play. And I'm like, damn it, I'm the only one. I don't want to. It's cold outside. We live up north. Oh, you're ruining my life. So, so I go outside and I start packing a snowball. And I'm like, all right. Then I start rolling it in the yard. And I'm rolling it and I'm rolling it. There was no snow left in our damn yard. I guarantee this. And I got it around one side, and this thing was taller than me, and I couldn't move it. And it was stuck in the pathway. Like, you couldn't get through without moving it.
You should have rolled it behind his car.
But I needed help to get it going, like to get it out of the way. So here's my dad come out and help me push this damn huge snowball. And it was just, I don't know. I was so damn determined after I started. I was like, well, I gotta finish it now.
I have put a lot of time into absolute stupid shit, like especially like playing video games or something.
Right.
Colin and I are the worst because like we'll try to do like a stupid thing, like, oh, I want to get on top of that building or something in a game, and it's like we will spend like a fucking hour trying to do this stupid fucking thing. That ultimately, after we succeed, we're just like, well, fucking.
Sean does that all the time with GTA. It's hilarious.
It's funny, like you put so much, like you get just so enamored by like a stupid fucking obstacle, and you're like, what? I just want to get this. I just want to do this.
He was trying to land a helicopter on one of the radio towers, and he kept crashing and catching the back wing of the helicopter into it. And
did he ever do it?
Oh, he did it.
Yeah,
it was awesome. He's like, I did it, girl.
It's like
rules.
I did it, yeah. Followed by, oh, now what?
Now what I do? Now what kind of thing can I sit here and do
Doyle
for 5
rules.
hours?
Doyle rules.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another thing I see from the bass player from Plain Faces. They keep on posting that. Doyle rules.
Well, I think that the common denominator here with us and why we do what we do is the fact that we get something stuck in our head, and we're not going to stop and give up with some resistance.
Unless net neutrality is repealed, and then we don't have a choice because we're going to get censored.
I'm not stopping. Go ahead, censor me.
I'm going to stop until...
I'll be like D. Snyder, Frank Zappa, and John Denver showing up in Congress.
And don't forget Fred Rogers.
Mr. Rogers showing up to Congress and giving them a what
that was
for.
One of the best videos.
The nicest what fors ever in the recorded history of mankind.
What for?
Gave a what for?
Gave him the all what for.
Oh, he did. It was great. But, I mean, D. Snyder, Frank Zappa, John Denver, Mr. Rogers for parental advisory. God, that was so cool. If you guys get a chance, watch it. Just Google it. D. Snyder, Frank Zappa, and John Denver.
I need to spend my time watching more educational shit, I feel like.
Yeah.
I have been. Oh my God. TED
Shut
Talks.
up. You just watched fucking every single Rocky movie except for Rocky Balboa with me last night.
Because that one's not on Hulu.
We watched Rocky.
Which you didn't even know there was a Rocky Balboa until I told you.
I thought 5 was the last one. I'm
No.
like, why?
Because I remember my stepdad taking me out of class. Like I'm like in 6th grade, and I get this phone call like, "Oh,
how many times
your
he's gonna
stepdad's gonna
retire?
pick you up?" And then like surprisingly, we go to like a movie theaters. I'm thinking I have a doctor's appointment, and I'm like, "What are we doing here?" He's like, "I wanted to see the new Rocky, but I didn't want to go alone."
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't fight in Creed. To be honest, like he didn't.
I
come
was
out
wondering. I haven't watched that
I'm
yet.
like, because like you watch every Rocky movie, he retires after the first one, and then he retires in every movie, and it's like, what? What's?
I was gonna say, what was that movie where he was the coach? It was Creed, wasn't it?
It was Creed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Creed,
Well,
and
a
it's
couple
also
times, wasn't it?
Rocky 4.
Rocky 4.
No, Rocky 5. Rocky 5.
Right.
Rocky 4 is where Apollo Creed dies.
I don't want to forget this thought.
Ivan Drago.
Speaking of getting out of class or skipping work, who's all going to see? Is it Star Wars tomorrow?
I really want to go, but I don't have the money to do it.
Same.
$15, little man. I'm just kidding.
I have work tomorrow, but I have this weekend off.
Yeah, I don't.
I wish I had the money to go see it because I'm dying to see the new Star Wars.
But I've seen like my roommate took the day off He's like, yeah, I'm taking the day off.
Absolutely, it's 100%.
I'm
acceptable.
not saying that.
I don't
he
celebrate
shouldn't.
Christmas. I celebrate Star Wars. Just saying.
So does my work mom. Like she's watched every single one. She's
Kirk
cool.
still hasn't seen any of them.
I
is going
just
on
watched
there?
all of them within this last year.
I've seen
And what are your thoughts?
since
I don't really know.
Oh,
since Clone Wars, I've seen every single Star
Damn
Wars movie in theaters. Want to break that streak?
It's I definitely want to go see this one because it's The Last Jedi. Come on,
Well, the only one
this
I've
one
seen
better
in-
be damn good because the way that they set up the last one, I was like, what the hell? You kill off Han Solo, leave Chewie by himself. I was like, really?
Yeah, leave Chewie all by himself.
And then they have Luke Skywalker on screen for what? 2 seconds,
Which is awesome, by the way.
Yeah,
I
totally
love-
Disney doing Disney.
Right.
Them assholes. Is that not the truth?
It is.
I think
It
Like
totally
2
is.
minutes into one of their damn movies and it's a cartoon and you're like,
here's the thing that if you would have
Screw you up.
if you would have told me if you would have told
Yes.
me like 5 years ago that Disney was going to make 2 of the best Star Wars movies of all time, I would have told you you're a fucking insane person.
Not including and also including the MCU
MCU.
Yeah.
because Epic.
I'm just like I was blown away by how good The Force Awakens was and how fucking phenomenal Rogue One
And
was.
weren't people like
Rogue One
so
was awesome.
upset about Disney taking over?
Yeah. I was
They're
one of
That
those
was
doing it
the
people.
right.
best choice.
I was one of those people. I
Well,
was
what
like,
doesn't Disney do right, really?
but I mean, I've always been
I'm
Pixar.
a Disney nerd till I die, so
Oh, me too.
see. I
too.
hate Disney as a company just because Walt Disney was a racist, sexist piece of shit.
Was he?
Yep.
Was
He hated the Jews and he hated women. And
Educate
that's a
yourself.
Fact.
Educate yourself.
That isn't even just like a conspiracy. That's like a legitimate fact.
What was it, Mr.
Mm.
Banks with Tom Hanks
Yeah,
when he played
yeah.
a
You played Disney.
Disney?
One of Disney's.
Maybe I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. Watch it. It's definitely.
there's
an interesting
another
movie.
one.
Is it accurate? Probably not.
It's
There's
an
another-
interesting.
Wait, hold
movie.
on. Is it made by Disney? Because if it's made by Disney, there's no way in hell they portray him the correct way.
There's another
No.
one called Walt Before Mickey or Mickey or something like that, and that was on Netflix, and it showed all
I
about
did a
his
whole
dad being a
speech
drunk
and
and stuff.
stuff.
Do you know
on
where he got the
Walt Disney.
inspiration for Walt Disney?
For Walt Disney,
Yeah, but you
or for
probably left
Mickey?
out all the sexist shit, didn't you?
Well, I didn't. It wasn't on
There,
that.
there was a female animator that wanted a job at Disney.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I can make you a secretary.
Yeah.
It's like, we don't allow women animators here.
Right.
Oh, but
He-
not now.
That's a fact.
He was actually broke, living in like the slums. And
That's in that movie.
oh, okay, gotcha.
Good.
My speech is actually, I think, online too.
Is
on
it?
YouTube.
You know what? I
Yeah,
kind of hope
it's
that
hidden,
they did preserve his head just so he can come back alive and someone can decapitate him
Oh
again.
my
Futurama.
Futurama.
I just want him
Aw.
to come back and get assassinated. That's all.
I just wanted to like
It's already there.
assassinate you right now.
Richard Nixon.
Why, for bad mouthing a piece of shit human being?
He was.
Would you want
He
to
was
would
an
you
absolute piece of.
would you want to decapitate me if I was talking shit about Hitler?
No, but I
to? You know,
Because
between,
they're kind of similar.
between him.
as a graphic designer though, like I looked up to Walt Disney.
He didn't
Not
even-
like
He didn't
for
even fucking do anything.
It was the animators though
Yeah.
that put him on the map.
yes and no.
Yeah.
Just yes.
How so? No,
Let her-
explain.
her-
I want to hear this.
I know I don't
Let her
ever get to talk, but
So do your thing.
do
your thing, girl.
he's actually had a lot of like Mickey. It didn't all start with Mickey. Like that whole saying, it all started with the mouse.
No,
it
it
didn't.
didn't.
He had like Oswald the octopus or something like that. He had Oswald something.
Yeah, but does anybody fucking remember Oswald Octopus?
That's because it got stolen.
Yeah, I
deserved
think
it.
that. Yeah, watch the Walt Before Mickey thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
because it talks
Because
about
he
that.
had all his animators that worked with him go against him, sold everything from him. So then he had to start from bankruptcy. He had to start from like the bottom all
Yeah.
over again. And then like look at what is it, Snow White?
Yeah.
Like just for that coming out during the Great Depression, like that box offices skyrocketed on that.
That was what,
Snow White.
1939
By the way, the girl
or
that
1940.
the girl that played
No,
Snow White.
1930.
No one gives a shit. Hey, I got something important to say.
Nobody cares, Joey. Shut up.
The girl that played Snow White, that did the voice, like for all the music and stuff, Walt Disney refused to put her in the credits of the movie. So she wasn't even recognized for her work until it came out on like DVD or whatever.
What?
Yep.
That's shitty.
What
That
year
is
did that
pretty
come out?
shitty.
I don't
A
remember.
long time
Like
ago.
like the 40s.
I don't know.
It's one of the first colored cartoons
Yeah.
that to ever be made like a movie or whatever.
The full
Some
length
shit.
animated movie.
Yeah, one of the first. I don't think it's like legitimately the first.
No, because they had the
But-
black and white cartoons and stuff that they would do like full length animated features and
I
stuff.
think it's one of the first colored ones.
Yeah.
First, but it's one of the first.
I think
that's
Sleeping
what I
Beauty. Yeah. Let me see.
No, Snow White's definitely the oldest out of all of them.
Yeah.
That's the first one.
Yeah. But yeah, he refused to put her because he viewed her as like an object that he could he viewed her voice as his intellectual property.
But
Yeah.
I think that also goes back to like how everything was back then. Like women couldn't do anything.
That doesn't make it right. And
But you can't just blame it all on him either
yeah,
because
I can
it was
because he
everyone
was a
was
fucking
doing
piece
it.
of shit. And he hated the Jews. And he made one of like the most racist cartoons of all time.
What cartoon?
Fucking what's the one?
The Cauldron one.
No, fucking. God, I can't even. I gotta look it up. What the fucking name of it is. The Zippity Doodah movie.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Well, they said the same thing about Dumbo too with the crows.
Yeah, he's responsible for a lot of racist shit in movies, man.
So Snow White came out February 4th of 1938.
That's what
Yeah.
it was. 38.
Yeah. I thought it was 1930s, but I wasn't for
Yeah.
sure.
Yep. And then
No, and then.
Bambi came out in 1942.
Song of the South.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's like one of the most racist children's movies of all time. And Walt Disney is responsible.
I thought
for
that
it.
was left up to Warner Brothers.
Wasn't there some other kind of cartoons that they did for like, I don't know, some growing up and all kinds of different, yeah,
They did one. They've done a lot of fucking
weird.
fucking shady shit. Like,
I do like
Warner
Disney,
Brothers did the same thing though.
I don't know, but like look at Shirley Temple. I was reading something the other day. Like she was like an object as a little girl
Yeah.
working with men.
Yep.
Like I think
yeah.
that's a little bit worse.
Yeah, that's a lot worse. Not cool.
all right, it's not about what's worse. It's about him being a piece of shit and me making a point about it.
though.
Well,
No,
nobody.
Just because somebody's done something worse than you doesn't make you not a piece of
I'm
shit.
not
So-
Well,
saying-
nobody's
Like, if-
disagreeing with you that Walt Disney
Oh my
wasn't a
God.
piece of
Listen,
shit.
like if I stab just because somebody else stabbed 5 little girls doesn't mean the one little girl that I stabbed like doesn't make me a piece of shit.
in which he did not stab,
Yeah.
just so everybody knows.
This is a
that's
hypothetical
listening.
scenario.
So, but I mean, here we are, 2017, and it's we like Disney because of what it is now, not necessarily because of him.
Was it Michael Eisner? Was the
I'm just gonna
spokesperson
say
Yeah.
I
of the-
fucking
the
hate Disney,
90s?
and I'm okay with that.
That's okay.
It's okay.
You can.
Listen, okay to hate Disney. All right,
and
You
it's
don't-
okay to like Disney.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's okay to hate Disney. You don't have to pretend to like it, and you
Just
don't
like
have
if
to,
I like
listen,
DC
and you
Comics
don't-
more than I like Marvel.
That's a fucking lie. Also, just gonna say
It's
it.
not a lie.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
It
What else? It's
The
it's also okay to hate Tim Burton.
The
No.
person. The
It is
person.
okay. Nightmare Before Christmas is a shit movie. Tim Burton hasn't done anything ever. He didn't even direct that movie. A lot of you retards probably don't even realize he didn't direct that movie. From Tim Burton presents A Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, he just puts his fucking name on everything. He doesn't actually do anything.
The person Walt Disney was
That's my
a
that's my
piece of
whole
garbage. The company Walt Disney has released a ridiculous amount of cool movies and stories.
yes.
And
I don't give a shit if you like Disney or not.
I hated Walt Disney, the person.
But I-
love the stuff that
I
Walt
do-
Disney comes out with.
I don't care if people watch Disney movies, but I do stand by my fucking Tim Burton as a hack statement because it's 100% true. I love Tim Burton movies. It's like, why? What do you fucking love about them?
Did he do Coraline?
Yeah,
Yes.
I like.
think so.
Yeah, I see.
he didn't do anything though. He just put his fucking name on it.
Well, wait a minute. No, that was a
So
Neil
much
Gaiman thing, wasn't it?
hostility.
Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, but
I
it's
don't know.
it's presented as a Tim Burton movie.
Is it?
Yeah, Tim Burton has never directed a fucking movie.
But that was a Neil Gaiman.
Who does it matter?
So anyway,
yeah, legally it kind of
clearly,
does.
clearly, Joey does not like Disney or Tim Burton. And that's okay.
Which,
I mean, like, there's like one or two Disney movies.
All right. Well,
but
that's
we're gonna
fine.
talk about Tim Burton, like Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah,
It's
It's
a great
terrible.
movie, though.
it's not.
It is.
You have Vincent Price playing a father figure.
It's a shit movie.
Awesome.
Thought
It
about
sucks.
like this movie. Like, let's just put like knives and
Not Tim
scissors
Burton.
on a guy's hand.
You know who
and-
didn't think of it? Tim Burton.
Yeah, but how many movies have you seen from the 80s and went, oh, what?
I love the 80s.
My favorite movie from
Mhm.
the 80s, well, two favorite movies from the 80s.
You know why people
Flight of
like,
the Navigator
Yes.
and Goonies.
You know why people like Tim
Yes.
Burton?
They're making a movie of Tales of the Corys.
You know why people like Tim
Really?
Burton?
Yes.
People like
Nice.
Tim Burton because it's cool to like Tim Burton. That's
No,
the only
it's
reason
not.
people like Tim Burton.
It's hipster.
Who
No,
said it was
it's
cool to
not.
like Tim Burton?
The
Joey.
Joey said it was.
The Hitler Youth.
Oh my god. So let's get back on the 80s movies. There
Yeah.
are some really great 80s
My
movies.
two favorite movies are Flight of the Navigator and The Goonies.
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride. If
That's
you
another
do
good
not
one.
like Princess Bride, it's because you've never seen it.
Yes.
Can't even think of my favorite 80s
And-
movie. There's so many fucking. Probably Top Gun. Let's be honest. Top Gun.
Anything that has the Corys in it.
Yes.
Wasn't
Dream
that
a Little
like
Dream.
every 80s teen movie had all the
Pretty
Corys
much.
in it?
License to Drive.
Oh my God.
That was funny.
Lost Boys.
Fright
my
Night. Fright Night. Is
Yes.
definitely up there
yes.
for sure.
Say Anything.
Oh,
I
Say
posted a
Anything.
picture of
I've
that the other
seen
day.
that.
Yeah, that was my
Say Anything.
homage to a certain person.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm
it's awesome, and it's
Hell yeah.
also the inspiration for the name of my favorite band of all time.
Say
Anything.
Anything.
So
A lot of John Cusack movies were really good.
Anything with John Candy in was hilarious.
That too. Harry and the Hendersons.
also any Tim Curry movie.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh, Tim Curry. I still go back to seeing him just recently when they were doing the whole It thing. It was so hard to see him like in that wheelchair and stuff.
It sucks.
Bummed me out.
Yeah.
Now I know how like when my mom was like when people were dying that she grew up with that were actors and whatnot, and she was all bummed out about stuff. And
I-
now I'm just like, man, I
cried,
get it.
I cried for like an entire day when Robin Williams died.
Oh
my
my God.
gosh.
Yes.
Like it was
Yeah.
like so heartbreaking because I grew up with like all of like the best
Hmm
Robin Williams like children's movies.
Aladdin.
Aladdin. that is the one of like the 3 Disney movies that I fucking love. That's my
I had a handheld game for Aladdin.
I had the
It's
Sega
so
Genesis
awesome.
one.
Yeah.
So cool.
I
I
rented
love
that
Aladdin.
from Panorama Video. I don't know how many times.
I know that was me with freaking Mega Man.
I hate you, microphone
I
stand.
liked Aladdin so much that I had like a copy of it, like VHS, like at my mom's and my dad's.
I had
Smart.
an
Yeah.
idea for a tattoo that I wanted to get. I wanted to get like a portrait of me as a child and then have the genie with his hand on my shoulder.
That'd be
Nice.
awesome.
And that would be fucking.
You know
the
who would
best
be
thing
great
ever.
at doing that one?
Hmm.
Cody Reed.
Cody Reed would be.
Mhm.
Shout out to Cody Reed.
His portraits are amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he always has those contests where you can win a portrait. It's like, oh man, I don't know what I put on me, but they're awesome looking.
Yeah.
Tony's about ready to go postal on this microphone stand. Me too, though, because it's not doing its damn
I'm
job.
going to throw this
It's
microphone
kind of,
so
it's
hard.
kind of fitting that.
Oh, Dr. E is
Dr.
in the
E is
house.
in the house.
Hello,
Someone
sir.
Give him that microphone.
Give him that microphone.
Give him that microphone. Put him on the mic.
That terrible microphone.
So I'm
Well-
just getting this in that the sound is still good.
Just fucking exploded.
Just-
in the can.
Wow.
Let's get you a level here.
Get him on levels.
How's everybody doing?
Oh, we're leveling you.
Good.
Trying to get political without me.
Keep
Which
talking.
we haven't done
All
Keep
right.
talking. Keep
until
talking.
now.
I know. It happens and I'm not here. Oh, nice try.
He was instantly messaging me. He was like, "This ain't happening." Heather's got
Okay.
me back.
I was
like, oh, I'll see what they're.
I was really-
what they're talking about. I was like, oh,
I was really hoping you'd be listening.
I don't think I can
to
hear
this one,
him.
Too.
yeah.
Like,
That's because he's got to hold the microphone in front of his mouth.
I
So,
can't-
what's your take on Walt Disney and Tim Burton?
He was
Came here
I like
for.
shady.
just coming for that reason.
No. We finally talking political, and then you ask him what is name.
Well, that's what we're talking about right
So
now.
disappointing. So welcome.
Welcome back. Welcome back for like the 10th time. On the
Yeah,
show.
right.
You just start popping guests. That's what we'll call him.
I love it. He just comes through the door like Kramer.
Pretty much, yeah.
That was Kirk for a second when he opened the door.
No.
Good lord.
Why is it saying that the sound's messing up now? What did you do?
Because he's fucking
I
around over there.
Didn't touch it.
I saw your hand over there.
This is the
On the
forever.
mouse.
saw
This
you
is
do it.
On the
forever
mouse.
the fight here. Why did you mess up the sound?
I
Did
didn't
you move
touch
your
it.
feet?
So close.
Probably.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Fucker.
So anyway,
Wasn't me.
sure.
So net neutrality.
Yes.
Net
Yeah.
Neutrality.
I just want to make sure that the people responsible for it. I mean, Trump's got a big ego. He likes to get credit for things he does. I want to make sure he
There you
gets his credit.
There you go. There you go.
Fucking his fault.
It's
Him and the rest of those cronies.
I agree. Him and the rest.
And
Of
another thing.
him and the rest of the Cheeto Puffs. Mhm.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is awesome.
And another thing.
He even
You know
gets-
what grinds my gears?
He also gets to sit in the new chair too.
Oh, yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
The only thing it's missing is like the heated seat. Aside from that, I mean, you just got a phone charger.
If
built-
anybody's getting a fucking heated seat, it's gonna be me.
So
Our guests can sit on the floor.
that's not nice.
So, what is your perspective on net neutrality?
Well, I'm not an idiot, so.
That's the best response that he could have given.
Oh, I feel like
I'm not an idiot, so I'm pro net neutrality.
I need to give him my microphone. Like he just needs to come.
That is like the best response, and it's so like it's simple and accurate.
Yeah, he is very quiet. There you go. That was good.
I don't know what else more you want me to say about that.
We need to put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm not an idiot, so I'm pro net. That's our next shirt.
Oh my god,
Strange Friends Media. Dr. E.
I'm dying.
No, you're a very detailed person. What
Detailed.
what is your perspective on that? Other than you're not an idiot.
Well, he doesn't have all
I don't-
night.
You know, I'm not Comcast. I'm not AT&T or any of those internet provider
Right.
companies. You know,
Right.
I'm not going to make a fortune. I'm only going to lose out on the services that I
Mhm.
get for free now. And I mean, I pay for internet.
Right.
I get internet.
Right.
Should be, no more complicated than that.
To be honest, it would be completely retarded to support the repeal of net neutrality
Right.
and also be on a podcast or have anything to do with a podcast.
So
kind of-
Tony,
kind-
it's,
especially
Goes
one
back to my former statement.
especially one that goes through YouTube. It's like it's kind of like
so we've
Com-
decided that he needs to go. Because he's kind of supporting it.
No, see, here's the thing: is
Oh.
I stated I was playing devil's advocate. I
Mhm.
didn't disagree with what Joey said. No, seriously,
Saving face.
no.
Saving face for the Republicans.
We already said that it's not a political.
Oh, it is.
No, see,
Here-
here's the on
okay,
both sides.
here's the thing.
Both
Let me
sides agree.
mediate here a bit. It is a political matter in the sense that it is taking place in politics and it is a decision being made by politicians,
Right.
but it should not be a political issue.
Please,
The
no.
party-
Exactly.
This should have
By the way, in that
Support.
article is that
Right.
most Americans are in favor of net neutrality, minus whatever their political alignment is. Like, it has
Exactly.
nothing to do with that.
And that's
So-
what I was my point that I was trying to make is it doesn't matter what political party you subscribe to. Net neutrality, it
But it is one party that is trying to take it away.
Yeah,
It
but
is.
the rest of us don't want it.
Right.
Right.
So
It is.
I encourage you all to not
Be returned.
to vote for the party that is in line with your current thoughts.
I don't care
Not
what.
saying don't vote for any
Here's what
specific
I'm
party.
saying.
Vote
I'm
for-
saying. I'm saying the party you vote for doesn't matter at this point. What matters is that you go online and you sign
Yes.
some petitions to keep net neutrality in,
Right.
and read about what you can do and contacting your local Congress members about saving net neutrality.
It's
Yeah,
we the
don't
people
bitch,
for a
don't
reason, not
complain.
we the Republicans or we the Democrats or we the Tea Party. It's we the people.
Use
Get
your-
That's
out.
how people are.
Use your
are
voice.
nowadays. It's very hard for people to go against their parties.
Right.
And it's insane.
Mhm.
I mean, a Democrat won in Alabama. That's amazing. But it was fucking close. And he was running against a pedophile.
Right.
That's fucked up.
It is.
That is fucked up.
Very.
It is amazing that he won in Alabama, though.
But it shouldn't be, considering that he's running
Yeah,
against a
no,
pedophile.
you're right.
It should have been in,
The fact, yeah, you're right. No, you're 100% right. I shouldn't be amazed,
No.
but I am amazed.
I know, me too.
You know what? I'm not surprised at that they almost elected a pedophile.
Right.
I'm not surprised by
Right.
that.
It's
Not
Alabama.
amazing. It's very.
I should be surprised by that,
should
but I'm
be
not
surprised
surprised
by
by
that. This is the state we are living in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Grab her by the pussy.
Oh, this microphone
man.
is pissing me off.
Commander, grab
I
her by the
noticed.
pussy.
That's
Command.
it's funny. It's funny.
God,
I love the argument where it's like,
his
okay,
face
well,
is so serious.
you can't, you shouldn't have to apologize for saying that, or you shouldn't have to be ridiculed for saying that. It's like, no, he fucking should. It's a
Absolutely.
dumb thing to say.
Mhm.
We are 100% accountable for the dumb shit that we say.
Yeah.
Will you stop fucking around with your microphone?
It's pissing me off.
You're driving me crazy.
He's driving me crazy as well. Just let it. Just let.
Just leave the room.
Don't
Just
make
go.
this weird.
Go.
Mhm.
The same thing with all the dumb shit he says on Twitter too.
Mhm.
It's a distraction, man.
It is. I agree.
How does he cover up stupid shit he does with more stupid shit he does? And it fucking works.
It does. We completely forget.
I was watching a Pat
We should
Oswalt
still- we should-
stand-up special, and he was talking, which was fantastic.
Yes.
Probably the best stand-up special of the year.
I don't know.
Not saying it.
Brian Regan just released a new stand-up.
That's okay
This
though.
is
Keep
really
going. Keep rolling.
You know, his wife died, and he was,
Yeah.
it was good. It reminded me of Richard Pryor's. But anyway, he was talking about how we filmed this and then we release it. So much later than when we film it. I can't do Trump jokes because by the time it comes out, people go, "Oh, that's old news,"
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we should still
I mean,
be
you
on
can't-
Grab Her by the Pussy at this point. Like,
and he shouldn't be president.
how the fuck is that? How did we allow that? How did that get by us?
Hmm.
I did my part.
I did.
Me too. Me too.
Did you do yours, Tony?
Absolutely. I
Ah.
exercise my right to vote.
We know which way.
No, see, here's the thing. I will be brutally honest. The first time Obama came up for office, I voted for him because he could debate and hold his own. The second time, I was like, nope, not making that mistake again. Up for
Yeah, we
office,
should have had Mitt Romney in his
I
magic
sh-
underwear.
I sure as hell was not voting for
No.
Hillary. Yeah, that wasn't happening. She's been.
They were
How did
pretty-
you put it? How did you put
Thanks.
it? You
What?
said that she's hasn't been tagged for it, but has killed somebody.
Well, I said as the choice was either a orange sex offender or a wrinkled murderer.
Right, that's what it was.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both pretty fucking terrible options. I think both parties should be very ashamed of themselves. You guys fucked us. Congratulations.
Hillary would have been far better.
No.
No, there's no. They both would have been equally fucking terrible. It's at least one of them is just stupid. I mean, to be honest, at this point, rather than
It's-
have Hillary, who is
But she would know what she was
she's
doing.
she's an evil
It's like
wrinkled
we're all on
bat.
a plane, and instead
Right.
of choosing
But the problem
captain,
is
the pilot to fly it, We chose
Which one of you can fly? I think I can.
we chose some business guy in the back making fun of the retarded kid next to him.
Yeah, you
Oh,
were
that's what I'm
correct. He
doing.
has.
The problem though I have with Hillary is that, you know, she's smart and dangerous. Straight up. That's it. She's an evil person who would have done evil things. That period. That's just a fact.
Not to mention
But
she
instead,
got
we
it.
got a dumb.
I mean,
She-
we made
evil.
it.
She's a shady, wrinkled old bat.
Here's the thing:
Why
is
would we
she
make it through Bill, and then all of a sudden she was,
she got a pedophile off and blamed it on the victim when she was a lawyer. Really? That's the kind of person you want as a president?
that is. All
Where did you learn that
Now,
from?
I
The
can't-
commercials
I just
that the
happen
other
to not
party
be able to
puts up?
remember all
No,
the
it was
details
an
of that,
article that I read.
Hey,
But I know.
you're both wrong. Both of them sucked equally.
Ouch.
You cannot open your eyes and
No.
see this,
The-
but it is a fact.
There is a false equivalency going on with, oh, they're both just as bad. They are both bad, but one.
They
is
are
worse.
both just as bad.
No, no.
Easy on the headphones.
So here's
man.
this part in the show
Net
where
neutrality
Joey says,
was
"If you
protected
listen
under
at
Obama.
home,
President Obama.
Sorry about the if you're wearing headphones
Yeah.
at home. Here, I don't really care. But
even though we all like equally take our headphones off."
My ears are blown out. It's really frivolous at this point.
good. I think I made my point.
But it's
incorrect,
a
you
it's a
made it.
conversation though.
Yeah.
It's not about who can yell the loudest. I mean that.
I don't know because you seem to shut up. for a
No,
second
because we're
there.
still talking about it. That's the thing. Is who
Here's
gives
the
a shit
thing.
who can yell the loudest?
If you're a Democrat,
If you can have a
if
conversation
you're,
about agreeing to disagree,
if you're a Democrat,
that's what this show's
if you're
about.
a Democrat, you're wrong. If you're a Republican, you're wrong. You're not right about everything. Your parties are wrong.
So yelling
Period.
the loudest completely diffuses the conversation.
One thing that we
I
can
don't
all-
think so.
is
One thing that we can all be
substantially
right
crazier
about-
than the other, though.
Hmm?
I mean, I generally vote Democrat. That's
Right.
that's
That's your
misleading.
mistake.
I always vote Democrat,
Yeah. I'm sorry.
but I would certainly consider voting for another party. But I can never see it being the Republican Party, the one filled with Michelle Bachmann, who is a witch. Mitt Romney with his magic underwear. And
I don't know.
that's what he
about-
believes.
I know.
It's
Gary Johnson.
Reporting.
Hashtag Feel the Johnson.
Who doesn't know, Aleppo or whatever.
That was my favorite thing ever. Is because you had like the Feel the Burn and stuff, and then you had Gary Johnson Feel the Johnson. Like, that's the fucking best. You got that alone is almost
see,
enough
I voted
to get
for
my vote.
Bernie in the primaries. I would have much preferred that.
Oh,
Mhm.
God, Bernie was the worst.
Yeah. Well,
The worst of what? Between the
Oh.
other ones?
He's promising all this free shit and expecting.
it's not free.
Mm-mm.
You pay for it with taxes.
Okay, so you're going to take a tax increase?
Yeah. It would be much cheaper paying higher taxes than it would be to pay the medical bills.
People can't pay their taxes
You talk
now and
about-
are constantly
you add
audited
up
and
the amount
penalized
of
for
money you
being
pay in Medical
audited.
bills and education and daycare, childcare.
It's like
It adds up way more than what you would be paying for taxes.
it's like being an honor
But
roll
it's
student in a
legalized
special ed class.
extortion. Really? Show me the constitutional
So-
statement that says
It's like
it's legally okay to tax me.
being in my position is like being a straight A
Then why don't
student.
you homeschool your
but-
kids? Stay off the roads. Don't ever call the police.
It's like being an honor roll student,
Yeah.
but I'm stuck in a special
Fine,
ed
don't
class.
use any of the shit. There's a bunch of Amish houses right by me. You don't have to pay 'em.
That's
Go over
true.
there.
That's true.
Go live with the Amish.
Go make their.
All I'm saying is it's
Oh, you like these little services, don't you?
it's unconstitutional to tax
Yeah.
someone.
No,
One thing
it
I
is
think-
not.
Yes, it is.
Taxation is theft.
One thing I think that we can all
Constitutional to tax
agree
someone
on.
without representation.
Exactly.
If I can get a word in edgewise.
Go
One thing
ahead.
that I think we all can
I'm loving
agree on
this. This is great.
is Greta Van Fleet. In a couple weekends.
Yes, they rock. But anyway,
Almost. Tried so hard, guys.
Sorry.
No, I love these conversations because I mean, yes, they're heated. Yes, they're very opinionated.
2 weeks from tonight.
But we still agree to disagree because I don't think politically you and I have ever saw eye to eye.
No.
I think never mind. It's all stupid. Fucking dumb. Doesn't matter what I say. Like
Well,
both of your parties are completely moronic, but it's like that's
I
besides
don't
the
claim
point.
the Democratic Party as my own. I just have, I got to make a decision, and it's the sanest one I can make is with them, and I do agree with most of what they are about. Now there is some stupid shit, but I got to eat that.
The cool thing about being in my position is I choose to not partake at all in either party. I choose to stand in the middle completely and just watch them both tear each other and themselves apart slowly but surely. It's kind of amusing.
The Republicans are probably going to implode.
So is the Democratic Party.
I was going to say, so is the Democrats.
Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you have a side right that they're like, okay, we support feminism and also the Muslim religion, two things that don't agree with each other at all.
I agree with that.
They have nothing in common.
Actually,
and then you have, hold on, I'm not fucking finished. You have the LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ community, and you have now the Black Lives Matter community trying to get brown added to the flag, and then now they're fighting about shit, and so it's like you guys can't even fucking agree on what you're about, and that goes for both parties,
right?
You guys have Nazis in your party.
Right.
You guys have fucking.
Go for it. I'll take it.
You guys have fucking autistic, short, pink-haired, fucking chubbos in your party yelling "Ree!" at the top of their lungs when they don't get their way. It's ridiculous.
It is. It's
the Nazis. Anyways, yeah. I'm not saying all Republicans are racist, but if you're racist and you're looking for a political party.
The KKK started the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you want to go all the way back, I mean,
that's where it started.
And listen, no, that is not the case. It did not start with that. But yeah, yes, back in the day, they were flipped. If you were a Democrat, you were probably the racist. Barry Goldwater and I forget their names because they're racist assholes. They don't deserve to be around.
Right.
But yeah, back in the day, the Southern Dixiecrats. Sure. But at some point, I'd say starting with FDR and then probably ending with JFK, then Johnson.
I think
that's when they switch, and then they switch. Tony, now you're on that side.
I think the funny thing is like it's kind of a staple, and like it really shows how it doesn't really fucking matter.
Right.
At some point, like they've both done shady shit,
right?
And they will continue to both do shady shit. It doesn't really fucking matter what side you're on. You're probably on the wrong side.
But that's the thing, though, is I freely admitted that I voted for both parties because logically it was the sound thing to do.
Hey, don't make this weird podcast where you get a thumbs up and then halfway through your show it goes to a thumbs down.
Yeah.
Way to go, political assholes.
This is the most political this show has ever been.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I miss
also the most fun.
I love these conversations.
I don't know.
I really do.
The beer sprout episode with Keith is probably my favorite. It's pretty entertaining.
So yeah, I just had to point that out. Thanks, guys, for your support.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. And our bot is back still.
Oh, jeez.
What's up
actually
with that?
three
what is
of
that?
them?
How do we get rid of those?
You don't.
One says what is social
hold
media?
on. You get a moderator for the chat to ban people.
Oh.
But
how do we
do
ban said bot?
I don't even know if you can with YouTube, to be honest.
Really?
I know with like Twitch you can. We should just switch to Twitch. Why the fuck are we still on this shitty platform?
Or just broadcast on both platforms.
We could do that too.
Blocked.
You blocked them?
Is Twitch just audio, or you just play the audio?
It's
it's
you
whatever.
Can do both.
Yeah.
Look, if it's just audio, can it just play an audio stream? Because that would be more convenient for me. It would use less data than having it.
I don't know. I do think that we should look into Spotify as well, because Spotify is probably the way to go.
Do they do?
Yeah, Spotify would be cool.
Cool.
Like it's a lot of work and research that I don't want to
keep
do.
up on those Greta Van Fleet playlists.
There's a Christmas one.
Yeah, there's the new Christmas one.
On
That's what you were going to
Sam,
say.
the bass player, puts up a playlist on Spotify.
Oh,
updates it.
Cool.
fairly regular. It's pretty good stuff.
I'm not on Spotify.
Last one was all Crosby, Stills,
I
and Nash.
actually I pulled out my Dean Martin Christmas album.
Yeah, I can't beat Dean.
I did that this morning and I was playing it.
Actually, it was like this afternoon.
It was the morning for me. Okay.
If you like your Christmas songs splashed with a little bit of wine, Dean Martin.
So we don't have a thumbs down anymore either.
Was it the bot?
Was it the bot?
Probably.
Or was it us talking shit about the person? that
I
gave
don't
the thumbs
know, but we got neither. a
They're
thumbs
probably
up
like,
nor
oh
down.
man, they noticed.
So yeah.
I'm indifferent.
So yeah, I got rid of the our bots.
That's the thing, though, is we encourage it. We encourage, hey,
If you like us, you like us. If you don't, you don't. That's
Right.
fine.
Yeah,
it's
okay
okay.
Keep on
to-
tuning in though, because the next show you might absolutely like.
Right. Or you might absolutely hate.
Either
Either
way.
way,
Or
Be vocal about
hey,
it.
here's how I look at it. Leave a like,
Right.
leave a dislike, comment, subscribe, do what you got to do. Tune in and just talk shit about us in the chat. I'm totally okay with that. I'm
I
100%
usually do
fine
that.
I
with
was
that.
talking shit.
She does.
right?
Get on the
Yes.
chat. Tell us why you fucking hate our guts, and I promise you will be welcome just as much as anybody that leaves,
Absolutely.
friendly comments on there.
Yeah, I
Yep.
was talking shit
I welcome
earlier, and
you.
here I am on the podcast.
See what happens, folks.
Mhm.
Talk some shit. You get to get in the comfy chair.
That's right.
Get your own microphone.
All right, I got a pizza waiting for me.
All right. Enjoy. Have a good night, sir.
Thanks for coming on, Ian. Always a pleasure in conversation, man.
Wow.
What's the time, anyways? What are we looking
9:39.
at? Okay.
Dr. E has left the building.
Goodbye,
I repeat,
Dr. E.
Dr. E has left the building.
Yep. Maybe you should go sit in his chair and take over his microphone.
Why would I do that?
I don't know, because you're sucks.
I've made it this far, so
Yeah,
I'm-
we're
That's
gonna
true.
close out here in a bit anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am
so,
going to mute his mic though, so it's not a bunch of room noise.
That's a good
Any
idea.
any closing thoughts? No.
Closing thoughts.
Both political parties are wrong and headstrong and equally
We'll take you on.
equally the problem.
What's your perspective on this, Darion? Because you've been kind of quiet over there this whole time.
That's because I don't talk politics because I don't really follow it, and I should, but
Right.
I don't because I always
He's gonna play your tunes.
Play us
Sam.
out.
every time I try talking.
No, continue, please.
I don't know. I think I just
What the fuck, Joey?
Oops.
I don't think that was an oops.
you can just walk home in the cold ass weather. So I don't ever find just like one side that I completely agree upon
That's
on
why
everything,
that's
and
why
I just
you should be a libertarian like me.
and I don't. I'm not like I don't know. I don't follow it, and I should, and I don't know how
But-
I feel about it.
But that's the thing is that there is a political party about being indifferent and seeing the flaws in both main political parties, and that's
Mhm.
libertarian.
Read anything by Nicola Machiavelli.
Machiavelli.
Yeah, because like I
Or
was able
anything
to.
on the Being
vote.
Libertarian Facebook page.
I was finally able to like vote on our president and stuff, and I
Mhm.
was like, I don't know, because like I said earlier, it's like a lesser of two evils, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like,
You know what they should do is they should have all the options and then just like break glass in case of indifference, and it's just a bullet and a gun, just one bullet and a gun.
Well, can't you
And
do
that's like-
write-ins?
You can.
You can.
You can.
Yeah, I'd probably be
Write in Joey Strange for president.
no.
No.
How-
Jesus.
Imagine how interesting the world would
Oh,
become.
man. It would
If
be.
I
We would
was the
be at
president.
World War III with you. Plain and simple.
For sure. But like with
And
a
then-
country that you don't expect, like it wouldn't be like Korea,
Ethiopia.
or I'll declare war on Hawaii.
And he'll be sitting at the White House, and like he turns around, and you look at him while he turns slowly, and he says, "I said no mushrooms."
We'd be at war with Canada.
We're gonna be at war. War with
Fuck you,
Texas.
snow Mexicans.
Oh my God!
No, we never go. I love Canada. We never go.
Blame Canada.
You can keep your Canada dry.
Canada's
though. That
great. I
shit's
actually-
nasty.
I posted something on my personal Facebook. It was really amazing. So it's I think it's a game, like a hockey game in Toronto or something.
Okay.
But whenever there's a game in Canada, and it's between an American team and a Canadian team. They do both national anthems.
Right.
So the PA fucked up or something during the American national anthem,
Right.
and it was and every Canadian in the audience they finished the American national anthem.
Oh,
That's
that's
cool.
cool.
It was one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time.
Oh yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Some of those Canadians are more American than a lot of you listening to this podcast.
Well, yeah, because that's where everybody moved to because they started passing all these laws and bullshit. And
And
like,
everybody kept saying, if Trump becomes president, I'm moving to Canada.
Yeah.
That's what Zach would say. Yeah, he was
way
constantly.
to go, snow Mexicans.
He was constantly saying that. He's like,
I-
maybe we should just move to Canada, honey. Maybe we should just.
I salute you, snow Mexicans, and your kindness and
You're
just the patience you have for Americans is incredible.
And you can drink the water up
Because
there.
we are pretty intolerable people.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very, very insufferable community.
We don't even like it.
you know.
True.
Don't get me wrong. I do love this country and I enjoy being an American.
Absolutely.
And there are lots of things that I am thankful for when it comes to America, and a lot of like advantages that come with being an American, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. But there are a lot of issues, and we are loud, obnoxious, insufferable people.
I wouldn't have a school debt if I lived in Canada.
True.
School debt.
I also hear Switzerland's where it's at for that stuff too.
Yeah.
But
But
we're not. We're here in America.
you get to fucking drink beer and shoot guns, motherfuckers.
America.
America.
Doot, doot.
No, I really love this country, and I love for the freedoms that it stands for, and the
Yeah.
the candy asses that
I'm gonna
are
shove that
quote
potato up his
unquote
ass.
in charge of this country.
Be a
I
whole new
just
meaning to tickling the ivories.
yeah, they need to either get smart or go away.
That was good.
I can't help myself sometimes. I need to get smarter.
No, that's okay. I wasn't talking or anything.
You picked them up.
just like a typical. What are you? Democrat, Republican? Getting all butt hurt.
Or was that the colonoscopy?
Oh, that was.
No, see, that's the thing is I was remaining completely calm.
No, were you? Oh,
I was doing more yelling than both of them, but that's just because that's me as a person.
That's just what you do.
That has nothing to do with my political alignment. It's everything to do with me. Just I like to yell things really loud.
He does too. Well, I'm sure you guys, if you've been listening,
Listen,
you know.
hey, it's a good way to get your point across. Let's be honest. Like,
Sometimes
Or you
yeah.
just ignore it.
or you just, or you just.
Well, yeah,
ignore that.
fuck you, Joey.
So, how you guys feeling about this podcast and the time?
I'm loving this. I really am.
I think it's about time to close out.
If you don't hear Joey next week, it's probably because I strangled
Suffocated
him.
with a pillow.
Yeah, probably.
Well, why would you say that on live?
That's okay.
If he comes up missing,
Yeah, now you know.
I don't even care.
She's gonna be in
You're
Canada.
going to jail.
She'll be in
I'm
Can-
all right.
She'll be in Canada.
At least I
Say
know
hello
I'm
to
going away
LaQuisha
because
for me.
something I enjoyed.
LaQuisha.
LaQuisha. Who the hell is LaQuisha?
Who
That's gonna be your prison mommy.
Quisha?
Yeah.
Nice.
Orange is the new black feeling here.
Right. So we shut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, thanks all you radio rebels, you beautiful bastards, for listening. I've been Joey Strange.
I've been
They've
Tony.
been doesn't really matter.
of course it does.
This is Heather. I'm Tony. That's
He
Joey.
just pointed at me.
That's Darion coming
Don't-
on the podcast.
Did you guys see
again.
that?
Don't forget to tell your friends, tell your ma, tell your grandma.
To make us some pie,
Yeah,
please.
we love you.
Kind.
Bring some beer and
Gluten-free
pizza.
for me.
Have a good night.